the owner and creator behind CarolJo's, which is where community and creativity come together for the jewelry and accessory making world. And I'm just like trying to straighten some head pins as we're talking here. So I just want to let you know that twice a week we do go live with chats. Chat time is where you get to ask questions and share tips and tricks about jewelry making or accessories, running a small business, that type of thing. Then twice a week we have a tutorial, which is where, thank you for the heartbeat, hello, heart me there, Cece, thank you. And hello, welcome in. I need to bring up my backup account too. But twice a week we do tutorials, which is where you get to learn step by step how to create things. And then throughout the week, we have live events where we are going to showcase some of the items that you can claim on the studio, for the things that are from our tutorials, and there's lots of other things. Yes, if everybody could, we will not have Ashley again this week. So if you guys can help us out by sharing it, reposting it, putting it on your story. I'm going to go put it on my story here on TikTok. There we go. All right, now it's on my story. And then also getting to 10,000 likes. If we get 10 shares, 10,000 likes, we will start doing our giveaways. Let me see if I can share to others that are on mine here. So just give me a moment. I'm going to do that here. And today, just to let you all know, today is a tutorial day. We are going to, I got to keep going here. We're going to create what I call is a purse charm. The purse charm is something that you can add to your purse. Hi, Murda. To just have a little bit of bling on your purse. They can be done in different multiple ways. Here's an example that I created just really quick this morning. And this one has an acrylic bead. It has 2 glass pearls and it has 2 charms. So there you go. In tonight's event that we have the debut of the showcase, it will have in there a, now I gotta think of what that is. Oh, why can't I think of what, an owl. And in the owl, you have a tray for the body, and you have little small trays in the eyes. You can add rhinestones into the eyes if you want. They're a 3mm size eye. And then you could do that enamel or the resin that we talked about, or you can even do different color resin in the eyes and do that. And add that to the end of, hi, Deborah, at the end of the purse charm. And you can do something like that. So what I want to do here is just take a few minutes to give you lots of examples like that of what you can actually grab that you have or add to what you have by what we have here. So I will show you some of the components and some of the things to think about when you're doing these. And I'm still trying to get the backup account for TikTok up. I got interrupted in my mind and I forgot to finish it. That was me. Woohoo! We got to 10 on our shares. Awesome. Or not, yes, on our shares. We got 10 there. So that's done. Now we just need to work on it. And if we can just share out right when it's first out, that really helps with the algorithm of TikTok. All right, so some of the things that you're going to need, these basics you're going to need for any way that you do it. You need some sort of a lobster claw clasp, a large one. And what I mean by large is this area right here needs to be large so that it can go and easily be put on a purse so that you can just open that up. It doesn't have to be on a swivel, but this one is on a swivel, so it will move around. That is, the swivel is optional. Oh my Lord, my eye is twitchy and itchy. It's getting to be spring almost. And the other thing that you need is some sort of chain. This one is a chain that I have. I'll have a large chain tonight that is aluminum. And thank you, Lolly, for reposting. I appreciate that. Um, any type of chain will work. This one, like I said, tonight will be aluminum. Um, Usually aluminum isn't something I would be like, yep, but this one is a larger. And what I mean by larger is that the gauge is larger on that aluminum chain and it doesn't open as easy. If you have chain that's large, but the gauge is small on it and it opens easy by the weight of what you have on it, that's not the chain that you want for this project. You're going to want chain that has a larger gauge so that it doesn't open. You can use the different types of metals in there. Like I said, we're going to have an aluminum because the gauge is there that holds it. That's one thing that you need to think about when you're selecting your chain. Does it have to be the link? Has to be this big? No, it doesn't. I have used my favorite chain when I've done these in the past. That size works. I was just going for a bigger, chunkier look here of the chain. But when I added these beads on there, the one thing that I thought is the chain is chunky, but my stuff is not. So as part of what I wanted to work on here is that I thought, you know what? Why don't we add more to this? We can add as much as you want. You don't have to have just 5 items on it. You can have it as thick or as thin as you want. So I left it like this so that we could see it. We're going to add some more to this and then we're going to start another one. You can use any type of bead that you want. But what I will say, thank you, Nana, Jules, for the follow. I don't use as many glass beads on my purse charms. Reason being is that they will hit on different things because I'm hard on my purse. I will tell you. I don't know if you're like me or not, but I just whip that over and carry it on my shoulder. When I'm setting it in the vehicle, I will knock things in the vehicle near it. So I don't use as much glass beads on them as I do other things that we've created. And the reason being is I don't want the glass beads to break. So I actually use a lot of the acrylics on there. I will use charms. There are now I can't even think of the CCB, I believe is the letters. That is a plastic metal looking like bead. I'll use those because they're lightweight. And also by using the acrylics and the plastic beads, they make the product lighter and it isn't as heavy when you get it bulkier. So just some trade-offs to think about. Sometimes like some of our acrylic beads now are getting cooler. When I first started creating, the acrylic beads weren't as cool. Let me tell you, they were not. They looked like imitation. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But now, like, this style of bead wasn't available when I was doing them before. And so I just love that we've gotten more. And I want to show you guys something. This bead here, we will have this one tonight. This one is one of those glitter hearts that we've had in different colors. But we'll have this color tonight. But I was going to tell you about this one. You guys can laugh at it. This acrylic bead, I just got a little story. I was putting them in their bags while we were in the vehicle. So I just have a cookie sheet sitting on my lap, putting 3 beads in the bag, getting them ready for us to be able to bring to a live event. I dropped them in our vehicle. And somehow or another, they went in the back seat, and it's a truck, so they have the seats that go up and whatever. So Ryan found 2 of them on the floor. So he hands them to me, and I have nowhere to put them but in my pocket. I literally was at a spot where I didn't have a place to put them. I forgot they were in my pocket. I don't check pockets before we wash clothes because my rule is everybody should check their pockets when they take them off. Hi, Tracy. And so what happened? I washed them. And acrylic beads in the past would not have survived that wash. They survived. So you guys can all laugh. And we could put this, instead of having that pink bead, you could do this acrylic bead like right there and do all kinds of rainbow colors. Yep, it is clean. That's really cool. And so literally, you know, think about it from that aspect. If you would add this, and we may use this one, I don't know. I have two more of those frosted bead in beads. We have one in purple and one in that teal blue. So we might be able to, I don't know. Yep, I do too. I'm the over here on TikTok. Someone put a comment. I have the pocket rule, and the laundry woman gets the money, gets to keep the money, and I do too. This we will have also tonight, and this is that acrylic square that we've had before, and those are what we'll do. So we're going to have some of these items tonight. I do them on TikTok only right now for the live events when we have items. It's 8 p.m. And on TikTok, it is also CarolJo's LLC. This is the first week of our new format. And so I am thinking that I will be able to do just like I'm doing now, where I go live between TikTok and the tube. And I think I will honestly be able to do that, but I want to get through this week, and then we can bring in when we debut items and such, and it'll be live on both is what I'm envisioning. So just to let you know. But they will be out on my studio. TikTok doesn't like us to use the word that studio means. So I will be cryptic the way I say studio. It means what a spider makes. And they will be out there at 8 p.m. Central also. So you'll be able to see what we got. But here, these are the swivels. We're going to have those tonight. It's a 5-pack. I've already used one, so I have 4 more. Other things that you will need depending on what you select. So you can do glass beads. You can do the acrylic. You can do, we've got glass pearls on there. You can do charms. We can do the cabochons. Anything that you want that you would love to see just on a purse. And you know, we've seen where people are even putting the puffer items. You know, you'll see like a teddy bear or crocheted items. I don't crochet items like that. I crochet, mine's are scarves, blankets, you know, mine are all flat things, but you can make those crocheted animals, put a loop on it, and you can add it to this and then put it on your purse. There are so many things that you can do. And that's what I want you guys to think about, is what can I use to be able to create it and just make something fun. So if we're going to use beads, of course, we're going to need the head pins. All right. We're going to need the head pins if we're going to do beads. Oh, crocheted flowers. That would be a good one, Cece. Thank you, Ducky, for the heart me. The other thing that I use for the charms is I use jump rings. So we got all kinds of things. A lot of the stuff, it's what we have, and you could be able to create these without even really being like, oh, I can use this up. Some of the beads I'm going to use today are actually going to be out of my own collection. They won't be always what we have, what I usually bring for what we have up for our live events, just to let you know. I just want to have fun and show you guys, grab something and start making these, because they are extremely popular right now, is having these purse charms. So I'm going to point you guys down, and what will happen is if I look at my backup account, I will be able to see comments on TikTok. YouTube, I do not have a backup account that I can watch. So I'm going to point you all down, and we're going to just create here and just have some fun. And if you guys want to grab your own items and see what we can create while we're on this, go for it. All right. I'm going to bring this one back over because I want to make this a little fuller. I am just not, I want more. So, but what I want to tell you is that when I added the charms on, I went with larger jump rings by their diameter so that they will hang away from the chain a little bit more and be seen. I used, these are 6mm size. I believe they are. I don't think they're 8, but let me just double check. I might be wrong. Yep, those are, excuse me, those are 8. I was wrong. 8mm glass pearls. We have that 16mm acrylic. I want to add some other colors in here, so I'm going to grab like some maybe blues or purple or something. I want to find my blue acrylic. There they are. And see if I can find what, I just don't know what I want. Ah, you know, we've had some different flowers. These are larger than what we've had before on here, but we could do one of these and add a flower in there. Okay. So how are we going to do that? We're going to take our head pin. We are going to put it on there, and it would then be wrong because this is how it would look. And I want it to dangle down the other way. So let me take this off and let me put this way so that it hangs down with that open, or the flower part like this. So I'm glad I looked at it. Now, if our hole was a little bit bigger than the head pin, I have spacer beads here to add to it just to make sure it doesn't go through. I think I want to add one on the inside because it just feels a little wobbly, and I want it to be a little bit less wobble. And it's less wobbly by putting a 4mm. All I did is in the inside of there, it's a 4mm size spacer bead. We're going to grab our round nose plier. All right. And then I am, because I want this to be bigger. What I mean by bigger is I want it to lay out a little bit. The further down I go on my round nose pliers here, the longer my room is between the bottom of this bead and where the loop is going to start. And that will make it hang out a little bit. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to do a 90-degree bend away from me. Reposition my tool so that it is 45 degrees in that 90-degree bend. And then we're going to take this and go around. Once it hits this bead, you're going to move the bottom part of your plier here to the top and then finish out that circle. Now, yes, I do have a larger circle, and that's fine because that's what we can do. But also, do you see how we have a lot more room than I normally do here? And that just means it's going to hang a little bit lower. Now, I'm just going to add this right here onto my chain by opening up my loop. I'm going to close my loop, hold on to that part, grab a pair of needle nose pliers or chain nose pliers, grab that and wrap it around the head pin in a spiral. We're going to grab our flush cutters and cut off this extra piece right here. There we go. And that is what that one, let me get my fingers out of the way. Do you see how we have about 3 loops here at a spiral? So it's a little bit longer. I usually have 1.5 loops. And see, just by adding that one acrylic bead, do you see how much more fuller that looks? And then there's our charms. There's that. So you can see that. I still want some more fullness though. So we're going to do that. Oh, thank you. This is one we've made on one of our things. They're the flat coin black beads with some rondelles. That's all that one is. Black and clear. Whoop, I just got out of my backup account on the live to see comments. Okay, I want something more on there. Let me see what I have for, if I have like a purple acrylic like that. Let's see, where's my purple acrylics? I have not used my own beads in forever, it seems like. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what I have instead of that one? We have some roses. Let's see what this looks like. I have, let me see what I think of that. Nope, I don't like it. We're not doing that one. I just not caring for that one. I like this color. What's this gonna look like on there? I got some dust on my shirt. I'm like, I could see it in the backup camera, or backup. Hi, Lulu. What is my opinion on the one-step looper? The one-step looper is something that you can use to help you with your loops. If you're going to create something like this that's going to be heavily hit and that type of thing, that's the time that I don't use it. Hi, Rainbow. I will use it on earrings. I will use it on things that aren't going to be, and I don't know another word than what I'm going to say, is abused, meaning that you're going to hit it a lot. Reason being is that the way that I do these, where you do that spiral around the base of the head pin, that main wire, I call that the base sometimes, that if you don't put that around there, you have a chance for the loop to open. Heavy friction, that's a good word to put. Yep, it makes it very uniform, just like Zuli put in there. It's just, you have to know when you should use it, and to me, and when not to. I hope that helps you make a decision. I am not against them. I actually have 2 of them. All right, we're going to put this one on there. Down here. Make that. I have 2. I have the 1.5 and the 3.5. There is one that is the 2.25. I do not have that one, and that's the next one that I would probably get. Lulu, you cracking me up. Once again, we're just going and wrapping that around using the same technique that we just showed you on the last one. And we're going to add one more to this. He goes over there, but they will flip-flop. And I know it won't. I need some more up here, I think. I'm loving these additions that we made. I just need something up here. Let me see what else I can find. Let's see. What other color do I want to add to it? See, if you guys look at my acrylics, I used to make these all the time when I did in-person shows. And he's supposed to be over here. There's one on each side, but they don't want to go to the right side. There we go. And so I have like the large one for the bottom, this style of an acrylic. Gotta take the lid off to get this one out. Hold it, he hopped out. So you can do it even with like something like this, just a frame type bead down here at the bottom. So you can do all kinds of, you can use all kinds of beads with these. That's what I love about them, is that it's a way to use up beads. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know if I want this color in there. No, I don't. Okay. Oh, what other color? I want it to be airy, so I don't want any blacks. What do we have for greens? I don't know what bead just went flying, but a bead went flying in here. I could just hear it rolling. Ooh. I have some regular cat eye beads. Yes, you could. As long as you had something that would allow you to attach it. He is a small 6mm cat eye, but I want to use him on here. Let's put him on. My head pin is an extremely large head pin for the length. Yep, I'm thinking spring, Zuli. You got it. We'll put this one up here. All right. Ooh, I like that green on there. And the charms, everybody, these we did the last time we did charms, but we will have a charm event on Saturday. We're going to have another one. Ooh, let's like this crackle bead. And I'm using all different kinds of beads in here. I'm not sticking to just one style of bead. Well, we got two of them stuck together here. If you ever get two beads like this stuck together, all I do is I take my pliers and put it in between them and take them apart. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This chain, Lulu, is some chain that I had, but we are going to have chain available in the live event tonight. I'm going to do this one here. And I have actually seen someone, she is on YouTube. I haven't seen her recently have any new lives, but when she did hers, she probably used, she would have them about 5 to 6 inches long. You're welcome. And she would use probably 100 beads on hers. But there, I'm going to bring you guys up because it's hard to focus it on the camera now with this one. There we go. Here we are. I like just adding a little bit more. I like that little bit that we added. To me, I'm not going to add more and make it thicker. We have the little bee in here. We have the butterfly charm. We have a couple, 3 acrylics, 2 glass pearls, and 2 different kinds of glass. One's a cat eye and one's a crackle. Super easy. Great way to use up those 1 beads that you're like, what am I going to do with them? All right, now we're going to do one completely from scratch instead of half of my example. But literally, that's the time that it took me to even plan out with what you guys saw when we first came in. That, yep, leftover chain, because you're looking at, this is like 1 1/4 inch of chain. Let's see. Oh, it's 1.5 inches of chain. That's it. 1.5 inches of chain. So it's not some, you know, we all have that little bit and you're like, what am I going to do with it? Yes, those can go on those little wallets for wristlets. So we're going to grab us another one of these. Now I have to decide. Woohoo! I'll do the giveaway. We're going to do the 10K giveaway and then we'll decide what we're going to use for beads. All right. Let's use the color. There we go. I honestly don't think I've ever used this color before until I just did it. And I'm like, why haven't I ever used this color before? So I'm going to tell you, I don't know that I've ever had it before. I'm gonna grab a basket so that I can put it in there so I don't lose the piece of paper. Oh, my nose. And I can put these away while you guys are guessing, so I don't have beads all over my room. Bead trays. Okay, this one is a color that is in one of the primary colors family. So that gives you down to 3, but the name of it isn't a primary color. It's in the family. And there used to be a car with this name. They no longer make that car, but most people would not know that. I have a husband who tells me these things. Haha, somebody got it. Let's see who it was. Lulu, you are the winner. So how this goes now is that I will send you a code after the live that you can use your 5 creative credits towards the studio. So let me see who else. The color was Cobalt, and Lori S was the other one that guessed it. All right. Welcome in, Eden. Thank you for the follow. Oh, we got one that's asking if we can do a Halloween or a fall one. Which, let me see. We can do a Halloweeny one. So we have over here, I have this charm. You don't have to use charms, but I want to use some charms on them. We have the sugar skull. Then I don't want to use my clean heart. I knew it was. You're welcome, Lulu. So now I need, okay, with Halloween, I am not always the traditional black and orange. I also think about the green, the purple, and the white, okay? So I'm going to see what I can find in green first to see if we should go that route. And it's like that bright limey green. So I found, maybe I can get it open. There we go. We are making purse blings, beads. I'm going to use that one. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to put these other ones back. There we go. Now we need purple, which is over here. Let's see what we can find in that purple. We have a purple cat eye in the dark purple, like this. And these are actually acrylic cat eye beads. We could have used Gorgonia, cat eye Gorgonias. I don't have them in the room with me. So we'll bring those. Okay. I want black in there too. I'm probably not going to put orange. Black. There they are. Sorry, I have to look around. I have not used a lot of my own stuff lately, so it's like, where is everything? Ooh. Let's look at these. These are a rondelle black, a large one. The hole's right there in the center, so they'll look like this. We're going to use some of those. And I need more of that green, I think. And I do need white. I have to stand up to get to the white. Not that one. And what do we have in this one? Ooh, we have some good white ones in here. We have some smaller whites that are like this. And then we have larger whites like this. All right. But I want some more green in there. So let me find another green. Straight down. That's the one I got that from. Ooh. Look at that one green in there. I think we should use up our one green. We'll use that one. Let's see what else I can find. And then I'll have an empty container. Yay, me! Ooh. I'm going to use some of those. Okay. We got some beads now, everybody. Ha ha! All right. I'm going to point y'all down so you can see when I pour them out what we got for bead assortment, okay? There's one of you down. There's the other one. Okay. This is... They're like a rhinestone. It's got a little doodad. There we go. We got this one. We have that one. He's going to be at the bottom. Maybe we'll just use 2 of those. I like that in there. I'm just plopping beads in here to see what it looks like. I'm liking this so far. So that's like literally, you guys can laugh at how well I design things. I just start putting things together. This chain is the chain I have and is still on his spool. So literally when I'm making these, I don't cut off my chain or each chain has its own, it's unwelded so you can open them. So I just start at the bottom and I start working my way up. Now remember I said you want to check your holes with your head pin. If it is too big, grab some spacers. They can be 3mm or 4mm. They could be white beads. They could be black beads, whatever color. I just grabbed the silver as a quick thing to grab when I started doing this. So we'll create dangles. I don't know if I have any pumpkins. I think I still have some cats left over, but I am not sure. I can look. So literally we'll do that. We'll put on the big one on the bottom. And I want to, as I'm working my way up, I am going to intermix both the larger and the smaller beads as we go. So I'm not going to be like working from the large one smaller all the way up. We're going to mix them as we go here. And I'm going to grab my head pins and put them on my thing here. At the bottom here, I want one of these. So we're gonna be making our loops at the more towards the top, just so that they hang down a little bit more and give a little bit more movement. And you can just put them on any link that you want to do. And when I do these, I just fill it up and then just look at it and then decide where I want to add more. There is no right or wrong. There's no certain number that you have to get in and do. You know, like I want 10 of it or 15. Ooh, yes, that would be cool. I want one of the purples down here. You can have as many beads on each link as you want. This one link, I'm going to have 3 different size beads on it. There we go. Want one of the black ones. Sure, Ducky. So when I wrap it, I open it so that my loop is open. I put it on my chain. I use my round nose pliers. You can use your chain nose if you want. I grab at the end, and do you see how we have this spot right here? That's what I'm going to wrap and cover up, is that part here. And how I do that is that I just wrap around right below where I wrapped it before. I'm making another loop. Wrap it around and wrap it around until it hits the bead. Do you see how? And I will do it up close on YouTube here on the next one. So that's how you do that part. Now the part, I don't know if this is the part you're asking about. Let's see. I'm gonna do right there. This part, you have your pliers. You go on top of the bead, so they're right sitting on top of the bead, 90 degrees away. See how that's 90 degrees in there? You reposition your tool so that it is 45 degrees in that 90. You take your finger, bring it over the top, back down. So now we're on the back side and we're almost touching that bead. We want this bottom loop to now be on the top. So you just open it up, swing it up, and then bring it around. And now your wire is now back at 90 degrees. If I take that off, you'll see that I have a loop, and that's 90 degrees out. You open that up and put it on a wire or on a loop here. And I'm going to put him right in here. Close that up. I'm going to show it over here, this part on YouTube. Grab the end of your wire. You see how I have that space between where my wire's coming up and the bead that's straight? We're going to wrap around, and we're going right below the last one, and then we're going to wrap around again. Come in with our flush cutters and cut off the excess wire from the head pin. Whoops, he didn't get in there. There we go. It's very hard to do that with stainless steel. You're right, Zuli. So there we have a few beads on there. I'm going to grab one of these green ones. Yep. And the reason why you want to do that 45 in there is because if you don't, you're going to end up with a D loop. The 45 degrees makes an O loop. So we're going to do that again, 90 degrees away, 45 within that 90, and bring it around. That will be right there. Move that to the top. And then you got your loop. And I do have, just to let you know, a video on the tube that is where I am doing it down instead of towards the camera. So, and it's called Dangle Earrings, I believe is the title of it. I think it is in one of the playlists on the tube. So that you get like, as if you were doing it, what it looks like. Thank you, Vaughn, for the follow. I can't do overhead like that when I'm on two different things at the same time. And I always do, ooh, I like that green in there. I need some more purple. We're going to do a purple now. Now this, if you guys look, all I did was I'm like, ooh, I like that, but I am missing purple. I mean, we have a purple there, and that's how I do this and decide what beads I'm going to work with on my way up. I need a purple somewhere in here more than just the one. So I'm going to grab another purple and put it on here. So when I say there is no rhyme or reason, there isn't. It's just what is pleasing to you. I'm going to put that one right there. And just wrap that around. I was going to ask, I didn't get what that meant. So now we have another purple in there. And they will move around and dangle around. These move as they go. So sometimes there might be two next to each other. Sometimes there won't, because it's just going to move as you move your purse. But I think I want another purple. All right, here we go with another purple. And I want it on the other side, so we want to do it right here. My green keeps moving away. Whoop, there we go. When I said, oop, this one does not want to go, he wants to just be on top of each other, and you don't want them on top of each other. That was good. All right. Now I want another big white, I think right there maybe. Yeah, let's do another big white. I'm gonna have to go grab some more head pins. Somehow or another, I had a frosted white in with my polished white. That's all I can say. He's a little bit matte-like, and that's okay. They don't all have to be identical. Like I said, you can use up your one-offs and create something fun. 3 beads, it depends. It really is. I'm not always doing 3 beads on one. No orange in this one. I thought I'm going to do, I call these the Beetlejuice colors for it. Now I need some more black, so I'm going to do another black. After I do this one, I have to go get more head pins. I literally just grabbed head pins out of the container. Does anybody else have their head pins in a container and just grabs them? When you need them. All right, thank you. And I have all different sizes. So like literally when I really think it out, I will have different sizes. I just grabbed one size for this. I'm loving that. I need more green. So next we'll add a green and maybe some white and purple. Let me go grab head pins though. And this is sometimes hard to say when to stop at what length. Okay, got them here. Whoops, one went flying over there. Come back. There we go. It's missing a color. What color? Yep, you can make them. I just don't make my own head pins. I buy them. Do you want orange in it, Ducky? Ducky's like, it needs orange for Halloween. We can add, I can look for some. The only problem is I got to look and see where my orange is at. Oh, I can reach them. You have to remember my beads go to 8 foot. And so some of my colors I can't always reach. We're going right here with this green. I have to get the ladder out. There, we got that one cut off. I just have never made my own head pins. I know you can do it. I've watched videos on it. I just have never tried it. I can do a small amount of oranges in there. Let's do a white right here. A small white. So that's what we have so far. I can go grab a little bit of orange here and try adding that in to fill in some color. So hold on. I do have to stretch to get it, but I can get it down. All right. We have, these are different sizes. I don't want to use the bigger sizes. We're going to use the smaller size. Yep, you're not wearing, your purse is going to wear it. As long as you don't touch that area, you might be good. I'm going to go in here and add an orange. So you can add it in as you're going and decide, oop, that's not full enough there. Hi, Geraldine, or, well, I said hi to Geraldine, but Joya, I didn't even see she came in. Okay, I'm thinking just a little pop of orange like that. Not big, but little. What do you think there, everybody? We're going for Halloweeny. I keep saying weenie. Every time we even had a wiener dog charm the other day, and I'm like, a weenie. It's a weenie. Let's put one right there. I actually use Bead Storage Solutions containers, trays by Elizabeth Ward. They each have, every bead has its own container. And they all have a little, they're separated. There. Put one on this side. Maybe right there. And so these are the containers. Like that. Yep. And then they have the tray. Yep, they are on the pricey side. I will agree with you, Cece. Otherwise, if you notice, let me see if I can move away. You'll see I do have the craft ones that you get at the craft store. But I have to have organization for my beads. I cannot create in what I'm going to call, to me, chaos is if everything is in a box. My sister has to have everything all mixed together, and she will just find and grab things to make with it. But she can't create with what I use. So it really depends on how you create. There. I'm like looking at this. I think it needs the white, like one more white. At the top. Like right here. We need a white in here. All right. I will get that when we get back up. Oh, I thought we were at it. Well, you need 5,000 more likes to get another giveaway. That's what she was trying to say. Sorry, I looked at it on the backup account and figured it out. Looking down, sometimes it's really hard to read all the comments correctly and see everything. Yep, that's what that needed there. That needed a little bit more white. I think we'll be okay. Now, what I'm going to do is that each link of the chain, let me get this moved over, has a little opening. You can use your finger and you usually will feel it. Take one of the chain nose pliers on each side of that opening, have one come towards you, one go away. Take off that from the spool. We're using swivel lobster claw class. Put that swivel part in there. And then there you go. Now we can add, we talked about cats. I don't know what I have for cats or witches or anything like that. So I'm just going to add on. I'm going to just add one right now just to show you how to do it. And then I will look for some more charms in a second. So we have the Sugar Skull charm. I'm going to add that. And I'm going with a larger jump ring. This jump ring is a 7mm jump ring. Put that in there. You open it up just the same way. One towards you, one away. Put that on there. Find where we want to put it. I'm going to put him right there. And then we're going to close it up by going the opposite way. There we go. And there we have the charm on there. Yep, that would be. Let me see what else I have. Let me try to find. Let me see what else we have. We have a skull with bat wings. I'm not sure if it's the right thing for this, so I'll show it to you guys. You can say do A if you want this one on there, B if you do not. I'm going to look for some more. So just give me a second. I'm trying to find different ones down below here. I don't know if that's like what I want. We have skeletons, but that's not what I want either. Did we do? Let me see. Well, that's musical instruments. I know, I'm trying to find my Halloween ones. You have to give me a moment. I don't know that I have a lot of Halloween ones. And that's where the witches would be at. Whoop. Hey, I have a head pin on the floor. I don't want to step on that. Uh-oh, I got to do my thing. Good thing I looked up. Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if I can have my, because I have a tablecloth on my table. And I have all the charms underneath my desk, or my table here. Let's see. That's all the sports. That's Christmas. Alphabet. Craft. I have no witches. I have like lots of other things, but no witches. But that'll be cool if we got one. I don't have a lot from that one because I don't do characters. Oh, I found a pumpkin. I found it. Hey, I might have found the Halloween one. It also has other stuff in here, so let me look. I have 2 pumpkins, a leaf, this is like a hodgepodge bag. I found 2 pumpkins, and I dropped some tools. Okay. Oh, I'm going to see here. Hold on. I'm going to bring this up. Yeah. And so, okay. Where was he? He was in here. All right. Let's try these. We're going to grab, I'm going to see what this one looks like. We're going to grab one of they're little pumpkins. They're not very big. So that's why I don't know if these will work. See, these are what they are. Right there. So that's the pumpkin in it. I have one more of those. Now I need to go find Halloween or witches. If we do one right there. Ooh, putting him right there, you really see him then. So there we go. And then you move it up and move it around. And they'll move with you. There we go, everybody. Let's see how long he is. Because the other one was 1.5 inches. This one is 2 inches. So I'm going to bring them up side by side. You'll see this one has a lot more beads on it than this one. So you see how they can be totally different by just what you put on them. And we got to 20K. So we will do our 20K giveaway here in just a second. This one's delicate. That one's not. I just love how they're so different and cute. So, yay. All right, I got to think of a color. I got it. I'm putting it in. All right, everybody, go ahead and guess away on the colors. Ooh, 2 of you got it. All right, let's see. Where's my pen? There it is. My desk is a complete mess. All right, Trisha was first. Myrta was second. Lori S. and Geraldine all guessed the color lime. Trisha was first, so she will get the 5 creative credits, and I will send you an updated code, okay? So what I'm planning to do with the creative credits is that you will get a code that you will apply towards your, to the studio. And if you win, like we always say, you win 1 per show. But if you win more than 1 and you haven't redeemed it, I will combine them so that you will have a larger, both of them together. I still haven't figured about the 2 codes yet. I just have not had time to check that. I will double check it, all right? So I hope you guys had fun just being able to just doodle with these and just create on the fly. I had fun. I really did have fun. So it's a way to use up extras that you have. You don't have to use charms. You don't have to use acrylics. You can use glass. I just don't because they will hit each other and potentially break. But you can put a little bit in there if you want. You can use anything. You can use cabochons that have like the pendants on it to be able to attach it to it. Someone talked about flat back acrylics. You can use those. You just have to attach a bail to it to be able to put on there. So yeah. Anything you would like, you can make into these and just have fun using up odds and ends too. Yep. So that's what I wanted to show you. Yep. All that bead soup that you guys have gotten from me in the past, you could create these with them. So yep, that's what I wanted to show you is how you can take and just use what you have sitting around. Yes, we did pull beads, but it was like just grabbing things for inspo type thing. So I hope you had fun doing this. We will be back tonight, 8 p.m. We will be having the kickoff for our first ever showcase, and it will be debut bead items. There are 19 different options available. A few of those are returns to the studio, but we'll go through how that'll all be tonight at 8 p.m. So I hope you guys come back, and we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.